My hunch is that after 223 episodes, there's still a little burning question that you might have. Is it a question about law of attraction? Is it an NLP question? Or is it about your life's purpose? Or, John, show it when I say it, is it about the wonderful subject of the emotion code? Because we are all here today, we're experts. And that means we've studied it and we've trained it and we're teaching others how to do it. So we're pretty good at it. So that leaves us being here to help you today. Hello, everybody. My name is Michael Loge. I'm the author of these 3 best-selling books. I've got 2 rock star facilitators and emotion code practitioners with me today. And today is our monthly Ask Us Anything. If you're watching live, John and I will be monitoring the questions today. Go ahead, let us know that you're here. Let us know what your question is. And, it's Q&A. If you've got the Q's, we've got the A's. And if there's no Q's, there's no A's. We're here every Friday morning, 9 o'clock Pacific, 9:07 today, and 12 noon Eastern. And, we're glad that you joined us. I've got a couple of announcements we're going to make shortly. But first, let's bring on our team. We're heading to, I'm in beautiful Victoria, BC. It's on an island on the west coast of Canada. My other panel members are fellow Canadians from Vancouver, BC. Dana, good morning and welcome.
Good morning, Michael, and good morning, John. We are known as the Dream Team. So Misty Anderson, #Dream Team, is here today. And I work with women entrepreneurs, mainly solopreneurs who are either starting up or stuck in their business. Since I'm a certified law of attraction trainer through Michael, I use all the tools and tips that I know from the law of attraction to get them on the right track. We do marketing and business plans, and I'm also a certified emotion code practitioner. So at the end of all of that, there's always a few little things where people get stuck. So I think last week we talked a little bit about creative insecurity. Yes. That people are, they know what to do, but, is it safe? Are they worried? Are they afraid of success? So with the emotion code, we can tap into those things and clear those emotions, which gets them on track and moving forward. And I love it.
I know you have a seminar coming up at the end of the show. You can let people know if they live in the Vancouver or surrounding area. You can let them know about that. We have our holiday bro back today. Good morning, John.
Good morning. Yeah, back from Mexico. I had a wonderful over a week away. And yeah, it's great to be back here. Yeah, my name is John Inverarity, and I'm a certified emotion code and body code practitioner and an emotion code bro as well. And I love helping people reduce chronic pain, removing money blocks, increasing mental clarity, prosperity. Yeah, wonderful to be back. Little tanned. I'm coming back to some liquid sunshine though. It's kind of hard.
Yeah, I know. Well, we might have to do an emotion code session on a lot of the viewers today because we're all panicking because we were 7 minutes late. Yeah, we know we were 7 minutes late. We got our little technical problem fixed, but we're live and we're here to help you. Now, Dana, last week we had our friend Victoria. She was a fellow law of attraction facilitator. We had a lot of fun. Remember we talked about the 4 boxes? Why don't you summarize for those people that might want to go back? And it was episode number 223. And we talked about the importance of the 4 boxes. Why don't you just recap the 4 boxes for us, please?
Yeah, so if you want to find the show, it's on michaellozier.com, just / and look at his live shows. It was 223 training secrets. And so Michael talked about how important the 4 boxes were, and the 4 boxes being ones that all of us as certified law of attraction trainers use. And Michael did a lot of training in the session as well with looking at the first box, actually making as though there's a box. So here's our first box, which is words. And then we have a dictionary of words that go into it. And those words form thoughts. So we're on the second box. And then from those thoughts, we go to our third box, which is, of course, the really, really important one, which is where our vibes are. And they're either positive or negative. Yeah. And then from there, we get our results. So you don't like what you're getting, go back to the first box. It's a great show, and it's explained in a lot of detail.
Yes, and the purpose of that was to show you how in my Certified Law of Attraction Facilitator program, this is the key element for your signature presentation. And when people leave, they get it and they remember it. So speaking of that, I am planning a 2-day live in-person certification law of attraction program in Las Vegas. You can go to HangoutWithMichael.com. At the tab, it says Certified Facilitator. Scroll through and see what it's all about. Right now, let me know if you're interested in knowing the exact dates when they're announced and the location and all that great stuff. It's going to be 2 packed days. By the time you leave on the end of the second day, you'll be in a position to deliver a free introductory presentation to your family and friends in a nice, closed, safe environment, and eventually speak to many, many groups. You'll learn how to do that. So, yeah, we're looking forward to that. So good, John. Why don't you give us a shout out? Who is saying what? And Dan and I are going to listen for some questions. So remember, it's Q&A day today. What are your questions? We've got the answers. Let us know where you're calling from. Let us know what your question is. My hunch is the first few are people just welcoming us back and saying hello. So, John, start off. Who's saying what, please?
Yeah, Misty Anderson is with us this morning, says good morning, hashtag Alaska Misty.
Hey,
Natasha Paula Samuel. Hello, Michael, Dana, John, watching from Ronford, Texas, and looking forward to another great show.
Hey, good morning, Natasha. I guess it's the evening for you. Welcome back.
Mm-hmm.
Diane Savoy is watching. You are live. Great. And Sylvia Bellini, greetings from a dark London.
Yeah, and we have Gwen Lorena. She's also at the evening. She's in London. She's saying welcome back. So, John, we have our first question from Jim Hayward. He said, I've been using the emotion code. However, I'm not sure how the heart wall. Could you explain? Now, before we do that, one thing I do want to explain is that when you're using the emotion code, it's something very specific. So instead of just saying, do I have any trapped emotions, you need to say about what? Do I have any trapped emotions that are stopping me from attracting money or attracting love or attracting business? Do I have any trapped emotion causing this pain and so on? So in particular, John, we have an episode coming up with the Bro Show. I don't know when it is, but we are doing a specific episode on the heart wall. But let's honor Jim with his question. What does a heart wall mean? And explain the heart wall and the emotion code process, please. Kind of like a precursor for one of our upcoming shows.
Absolutely, yeah. So we can start with the heart. And I love talking about how powerful the heart is itself. And so it's like a second brain, seat of the subconscious is that what Dr. Brad calls it. And it's very smart. And it's actually, there's more messages that originate from your heart that go from your heart to your brain than from your brain to your heart. So you could say the heart's the boss. So when you go through your ups and downs, mostly downs, your heart needs protection. So it builds a wall. And what is it going to build of? All these excess energies that are in our bodies, and those energies are trapped emotions. So it takes those emotions, builds a huge wall around it to protect you and block you, which is good short term, but long term, it's like living in a bomb shelter. You're breathing recycled air, not feeling that joy, or not even seeing the light of day. So we identify the trapped emotions in the heart wall, remove them one by one, and people feel lighter, better, happier, experience more love and joy and abundance, prosperity. So if you have aches and pains, it could be heart wall. You say, do I have a heart wall emotion creating knee pain, or do I have a heart wall emotion preventing me from, attracting a loving relationship, or from attracting new business deals? So it's open-ended, and you can do anything with it. But yeah, clear the heart wall.
I get a lot of really good feedback after a heart wall session. People say, wow, people are treating me differently. So here's the date when John and I are doing the Bro Show. It's Saturday, February 3rd on this channel at 9 a.m. Pacific. And we're going to spend more time talking about the heart wall and also doing heart wall sessions. So do stay tuned.
And I think, Michael, you've actually got one. I think it's episode 189 with Dr. Bradley Nelson, where we were on the panel and we talked extensively about the heart wall. And I think it's 189. I'll just check it, but pretty sure it is, and it'll be on your website.
Yeah, that would be great. Thank you. So Jim, you can go to HangoutWithMichael.com on where it says live. Scroll through and you'll see episode 189. And we had the lovely and talented Dr. Bradley Nelson on our show. So Joni, Cody, good morning from Bellingham. Nice to see everyone back together again. Happy New Year. Great hair. Cornelia Parm, good morning, Michael, John, and Dana. Great to see all of you. And our friend Rajesh. Hey, Michael, sir, John, sir, and Dana, ma'am, from Mumbai, India.
Hey, Rajesh.
Sita's joining us from Washington. Good stuff. Elaine, good morning, Michael, John, and Dana. Who else do you see?
Angelique Sang from Hong Kong.
Oh, good morning, Hong Kong.
Candy Min, icy, snowy day in the U.S. Midwest.
Mm.
Jennifer Slater saying good morning. We're looking for questions. Hashtag Beach Bro John from Cindy Trost. Misty Anderson gave you a hashtag holiday bro. And Victoria, who was on last week, she is from Cave Creek, Arizona. She did an awesome job, didn't she, Dana, last week?
Absolutely fabulous, yeah.
Yeah, she's a newly certified law of attraction facilitator. She's very busy doing presentations in her area, so nice to see her watching.
Michael, I've got a question. If you want to take one of mine, it's in your book, The Law of Connection.
Okay.
So often, when I'm working with my clients, they'll just say, I just don't feel like I'm connecting with, people. Like I did a small group presentation, but everybody just sat there. It's like their eyes glossed over. What was I doing wrong?
Yes. Well, in training, if people aren't responding to your questions, you have to insist on an answer. Because if you let the audience get away with not replying the first time, you lost them.
You're
They'll
done.
say, "Okay, we don't have to do anything." But if you're when you come to my presentation or other certified, if they don't answer the first time, we just say, "Okay, can you try that again? Was my mic broken? I can't hear you."
Yeah.
So you have to train them, right? You have to train them that you want a response. So if you haven't been insisting on it, then when you try to get them to respond, they say, she'll just move on without us.
Mm-hmm.
Or he'll stop asking after a while. So that's why you have to be, and usually, in my case, you only need to do that once. You only need to insist on an answer once, and then they say, okay, this guy's serious. When he asks a question, we better answer it. And we have fun.
Yeah, it sort of goes along with that saying that you have, that people will treat you the way you allow them to treat you.
That's right.
So if you haven't asked for that response from the audience, as we do when we're trained by you, those first few seconds, if their hands aren't going up for one thing or the other, then you're not going to get that participation that you want.
And we told them at the beginning of the seminar, we're going to ask that of them because we're not motivational speakers. We're trainers. And we want to make sure they get 100%. In order to do that, they need to answer questions. They need to write stuff down. They need to ask questions. They need to process information. And our guarantee is that they're going to remember everything that we taught them. And in order to do that, they need to participate. Mm-hmm. And participate might just mean raising your hand. If you don't want to say it out loud, just let us know that you're in. Okay, good question. Thank you. Okay, our friend Dea Lewis is here from Atlanta, Georgia. Hey, good morning, Dea. And let's see. Tamara Traub, Dream Team, helping others fulfill their dream. We are looking for some questions. Thank you. Carol Miller joined us from Cold Chicago. Well, she didn't say that. That's my association with Chicago. She also shared today's show, so thank you. Jennifer Slater, hashtag ask us anything. Okay, someone asked already. Ask us a question. John, do you see a question out there?
Not yet. No. Oh, there might be one here. Question, Candy Min. When you work one-on-one, long distance, what tech do you use? Skype, Google, or video recordings?
Go ahead. You can answer that one.
Sure. We can do phone. Video. So Skype, Zoom, FaceTime. That's what I use. Yeah.
Yeah.
Even WhatsApp I've used a few times. There's video there.
Yeah. I use WhatsApp if somebody doesn't want to be on the video. Some people don't want to be seen. Their personal subjects or very sensitive subjects. Mm-hmm. I'm working with a guy from the UK who doesn't want me to see him or know about him at all. I only know his first name. Somebody else pays his bill. And I'm helping a lot. So it's just through WhatsApp. And WhatsApp is free, so there's no one's getting long distance charges. I actually like to see people, but we can be just as effective not seeing them, right?
And on occasion, we might get an email or something from somebody. I find if I'm working with someone and they have something they just need to check in with, if they send me the email, give me permission, tell me where they're stuck, then I can do it. And I actually put down the emotions that come up and I mail that back to them. Yeah. That's not all the time, but occasionally that can happen.
Particularly if it's a follow-up client. Like my sister will email me from my mom's senior home. She'll say, or even a Facebook message, she goes, can you work on mom's right leg? And I'll say, yeah. So, it's just my mother gave me permission. Diane asked me to do it, and then I'm working on it. So very flexible. And you don't need to be in person. I do it hashtag Cora's restaurant. I do it at the restaurant, swiping my man. I don't care. Hashtag IDC. Who knows what that means? Hashtag IDC means
I don't care.
I don't care. So at a distance could mean across the coffee table, across the dinner table, or in Australia or other countries. Okay, Barb Ashcroft is asking a question about your life's purpose. Check it out. When working with your life's purpose, how do you help somebody move past the listing of what they don't like? They're very resistant to discussing anything negative and only list what they do like. Well, that's pretty common because people don't want to be negative. But here's what you do. You tell them that they do it briefly. It's a brief exercise to list what you don't like. And when you list what you don't like, you'll help birth what you do like. You see, clarity comes from the contrast. The best way to know what you do like about something is to know what you don't like. So, we spend a lot of time telling people not to be negative, and then during the exercise, you say, okay, list what you don't like, and then people feel that resistance bar. So just allow them to do it. Say, you know what, you're going to do it briefly. It'll just take a few minutes. So let's list it briefly and tell them the benefit. And the benefit is they will list the clarity. So, this is the worksheet from my book. We would list 4 items about our current job that we didn't like. And then we use the fulfillment needs list to find out, why didn't I like these? What was missing? What was missing when I was working in the graveyard mowing lawns? What was missing? I don't know. Maybe influencing other people was missing, you think? So it's important to be able to say what that is. So Barb, my hunch is that helped. John, who else do you see out there?
Angelique has a question.
Okay.
If after an emotion code session, weird things happen to the lights in the home, like lights flickering on and off, or the phone suddenly being hooked up on TV and streaming on TV without knowing how it happened, what does that mean? Should I be freaked out? I've actually seen that, yeah, a few times. I've been working with someone and like power will go out in the home or the light, or even like we've wiped out a city street before. So it's kind of powerful.
That's possible.
Yeah, I don't know why.
Our friend Willa Vera is asking a question. I have an answer, but I want to hear it from either one of you. She's saying, I've heard it both ways. Only a few trapped emotions can be released at a time. And others say they've released thousands at a time. Here's what I understand from the boss. Cue the book, John.
Here's the book.
Dr. Bradley Nelson. You can only release one emotion at a time, period. If I released 1,000, that means you did 1,000 one at a time. So your muscle testing is probably not working right. And John, what's the number one reason? John and Dana, what's the number one reason muscle testing fails for people? Show it when you know it.
Water.
Show it when you know it. There we go. If you're not hydrated well enough, your muscle testing, they say, did I release it? Did I? And you're getting all these yeses and nos, and your fingers are slipping or whatever. It means you don't have enough water. John, what do you want to say about your body code and emotion code? What do you want to say about releasing thousands at a time? Is that a fallacy?
I think that's the personal opinion. Some people, if you think you can, you can. But that's not the way it's taught. Right. So some people might think that they can release 25 emotions of the same emotion at a time. I have heard people saying they can do that, but I've even tried that before and muscle tested, yes, but I really wanted that answer and I really wanted to release 1,000, so I did. And it's the results too that matter too, right? So you can release 10,000 emotions or you can release 2 and get the same results. So focus on helping someone and getting results, and it doesn't matter about the number.
Yeah, and we're trained by Dr. Bradley Nelson, who says one at a time.
Yeah.
Our friend Sig Brown is saying it's amazing to get rid of a heart wall. I feel so much lighter, and she's saying it's a physical feeling and not metaphorical. She physically feels lighter. Reminding that trapped emotions are the size of a baseball. So when you get rid of like 20 of them packed around your heart, obviously there's going to be some lightness. So that's a good distinction there, Sig Brown.
Yeah, and that's the one word that always comes up when I've done emotion code with women, that they always feel lighter. They might say it's a strange feeling, but I just feel so light. And it's almost like weight's been lifted off their shoulders, but of course it has been lifted. It literally that heavy energy is gone from them now. And that's the number one thing every person says is, wow, I just feel lighter, and they're going to process it all in different ways. So no one is going to process the same way. Some people like to have a nap after. Some people like to go for a walk. Some people are so joyful they can't contain their emotions and they just start doing all things that they've been stuck on.
Yeah. I worked on a woman, she goes, I'm getting a lot of chest pain.
Mm-hmm.
So I did a heart wall and it got rid of her chest pain, And, we have to remember these heart walls are big and they're all packed up inside, even though they're energy. And you can't see them on radar. Not radar, what's the word I'm looking for?
X-ray?
X-rays.
You can't see them on radar.
And that's very true, Michael. I worked with someone, unbeknownst to me, she actually had been going to the doctor for her heart. She never told me that. And she said the doctors couldn't find out what was wrong, their x-rays, their tests. And it was maybe a month after. And she said, oh, yeah, you totally got rid of that. And I had no idea I was even working on that or that she had that. But she said, no, that was just the greatest because nobody could see it. Right? That's the thing with trapped energy. You can't always see it.
Mm-hmm. I'm almost doing, there's two things that I almost do with every client. I'm always doing a heart wall with them, even if they don't ask. And I'm also doing creative insecurity. Well, I don't do it without their permission, but I say, you know what, let's do a heart wall. It won't take a long time, and it doesn't take a long time. I don't know where the rumor started that it takes a long time. It doesn't really take a long time. I do the heart wall, and then I also do the creative insecurity. And that's for anybody that has, writer's blocks or creativity blocks, or they're not solving problems very well, or they're stuck trying to come up with marketing ideas. Yeah. Okay, John, this question's for you. Do you need the child's permission or just the parent's permission to work with children, especially if they're having a difficult time?
Well, if they're underage, you need the parents' permission. Absolutely. Yep. Yeah. Depends. I mean, if they're like 15, 16, it kind of depends on the age, right? If you have a teenager, you can ask them if they'd like a session, but ultimately it's up to the parent. They're the guardian.
My rule is if they're living at home, then you don't need to ask them.
There's a good rule. Yeah.
25-year-old living at home and you don't want them there, you don't have to ask them. That's my personal opinion. Because they're still your dependent, right? It's fun. I've worked on a lot of parents' children, and they've written back and say, you wouldn't believe the results. First, I love that response. You won't believe the results. It's like, oh, yeah, I will. I'll believe the results. Rami Carlin, she's gone skiing. I went skiing last week, and thanks to the healing of I healed her knee through Emotion Code, she's skiing downhill without any pain. We love that.
Fabulous.
Wow.
Okay. John, this is for you again. Do you need to have a different type of sessions for Emotion Code and Body Code? So do you need to have different type sessions?
Well, I always use the body code, but the emotion code is inside the body code. So I'm muscle testing through charts, and a lot of the time I'll end up with trapped emotions and heart wall, but I'll bounce in and out of emotion code and body code, and it's the subconscious that guides the way. So body code fills in the gaps. Most of my sessions are just emotion code. Yeah. But I do need to get into body code once in a while to find organs, glands, chakras, meridians, pathogens, nutrition, lifestyle, that kind of thing. But yeah, I just always do body code. Mm-hmm.
Okay, good stuff. Laura Hill, I don't think this is a question, but it's a nice statement. Hi, I'm a newbie and a freelancer. I'm trying to focus on bringing positive energy into my life and landing a really great gig. I've been in a hole for a long time and just discovered Law of Attraction about a month ago. It's been hard to get started, though. Oh, okay, it's not a question, but it's a cry for help. So I would say the first thing to do, Laura and everybody else, I'm going to ask Delilah to put the link inside here. I got a free course. It's called I'm New to Law of Attraction. And in that course, I teach you how to reset your vibes, so how to go from negative vibes to positive. It's a 30-minute training video. It's on HangoutWithMichael.com. I'm averaging 15 to 20 people downloading that a day, and it's just so exciting to hear people's results. So Laura Hill, that is your homework today. Watch it, download the workbook, watch the video, and you're going to be using accelerated learning techniques. We're going to get you to write stuff down, and then you will understand how to reset your vibes so you can get out of that hole that you've been in for a long time. And also, I would think that an emotion code session to help remove the blocks. You know, if you want to land a really big gig, we can find out what are the trapped emotions. Cue the cone, please. What are the trapped emotions that are stopping this? And the orange cone, like on a highway, does what, John?
It stops you, it slows you down. It just blocks you.
Yeah, so Dan, I've heard you say, you know, you're doing a law of attraction coaching session. It's all good. And then a little bit of cone removal. It's like, let's go in and remove the trapped emotions that are blocking and stopping. So that's why we love emotion code with law of attraction. There's such a good marriage to that.
Such a perfect fit.
When I met you were working on a lot of health-related things, right? And then you got to see the relationship between all these people using law of attraction and not getting what they want. Did you answer Joe Lou's question about static electricity in their hair?
Did not.
No. That's a new question for me. I'll read it for you. How do you handle the static electricity in your hair that you generate from running the magnet over your head? I'm gonna add to that. I don't know. Some people think they have to rub the magnet on their head, right? Because it might look like I'm doing that. But if I do it sideways, you'll see that it's not on my head. It's just above my head. So I've never heard. I don't see any static electricity there.
No, exactly. I'm trying to.
Joe, I'm not sure if this applies to you, but you don't need to rub your head with it. You just go over your head. John, can you talk about that meridian there and why we do that?
Yeah, absolutely. So it's the governing meridian. And so the magnet amplifies our intention. And we take that magnet over the governing meridian. It goes through our whole energetic body and releases through your whole body. Yeah.
Okay. Jim Hayward's wanted to know, what's the number of the 4 boxes session? It was last week, so it was
223.
Episode number 223. You can go to hangoutwithmichael.com. On the right-hand side, you'll see live shows, and it's there. Both these shows and Saturday shows are both on that same page. Check those out. Okay, we've answered Candy Min's question. Okay, we have time, 5 more minutes. What's your question? What's your comment? What show do you want us to do in the future? Caleb Clement is here. He's my new mentee, so welcome, Caleb. He's doing a great job as well, so I met him over the last couple of days, and of course I've given him tons of assignments. And you know they're good mentees when they do the work, right?
Yes.
So, well, before you talk to me, I need you to do these things. 20 minutes later, an hour later, okay, sir, I did that. I finished the course. So, oh, okay, then, you know, because I call that throwing people up against the wall to see who sticks. There's some people that say they want me to mentor them, and they don't want to do the work. So he was an excellent example of somebody doing the work.
Yeah, and I have that in my coaching. When I start, they have a pre-assignment work to do, and also every week a goal sheet to hand in. And I expect the goal sheet the night before. And some people, you know, I'm in the morning before the session, I'm just typing in there, okay, goal sheet. And if I don't have it, we don't have a session.
Good stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
Our friend Dale Lewis from Atlanta, is there a way to use the law of connection with family members? I still have communication issues with my mother. Okay, first thing I would do, I'm just looking for it right now, that little cheat sheet there. Remember I showed the 4 styles and the commonly used words for each style? I would put this by your telephone or on your desk until you memorize it. And when communication is going really well with somebody, you don't need to fix it. In comes your mother. You're saying you're not having good communication. So your job is to listen to find out the most commonly used words that she uses. And not only are these commonly used words, there's characteristics that they would have as well. So if you want to communicate really well with her, you want to get good response from her, find out the common group that she's using. If she's using a lot of feeling words, then you reply to that. Now, I know it's not your style, right? If I remember, you're a digital style. So you probably don't ask people how they feel or use the feeling word because it's awkward for you. But if you want to build a better rapport with your mother, then you have to change your delivery to get a different response from her. So that's your homework. Do a little cheat sheet, the 4 styles, commonly used words, and listen for your mom. What is she using most often? And you'll know you'll hit the right style when they answer right away. If you ask a question and say, how do you feel about that? And they say, how do I feel about that? You didn't get the right style because they're processing. They have to go through all these layers to find out how to answer it. But when you got the right style, just like that, they'll reply back.
And they can check out your book too, Michael, The Law of Connection. And in it, you've got all the different styles like Visual Vicky and, Digital Dan and all of that. So it's really clearly outlined. And then you've got, Kinesthetic Kelly, the touchy-feely gal. So that's what you have to look for is what is their style? And
their characteristics too, not just the word. What is their behavior? Do they talk fast? Do they talk slow? Because if you're not matching them that way, you can kind of tick them off a little bit. Tamara Trubb is saying, how many sessions of emotion code does it typically take to resolve a health issue? So I think you need to be more specific. What kind of health issue? When it comes to chronic pain, in my world, 1 session. And a session to me is 30 minutes long. So it could be 3 minutes within the 30 minutes, or it could be 25 minutes within the 30 minutes. It all depends. Is it chronic pain? Is it stuffed up noses? It's just, what do you mean by health issue?
Absolutely,
and,
yes.
When I know it's something I can't help, then I tap into John because he does body code.
Yeah. Digestion and skin can take a bit longer. The skin does, can take 3 weeks to heal skin.
Yeah. I helped somebody yesterday that had his skin got really flush red, right? So I told him, I said, this is like slow release fertilizer. Some things instantly. Remove a trapped emotion from your neck. Now you can move. And the other time, now that emotion's gone, as the new cells are coming in, all the energy, so it could happen over 2 or 3 or 4 day or 2 week period. So I'm meeting him again this week. We did a lot of things, and particularly food items. Hey, when it comes to food items, you might as well plan on throwing them out after we do a session on food items. Okay, Corinne Beach Murray saying hello. Cindy Trost loves Cora's restaurant. I don't know that she's ever been to one because we're only Canadian. But Cindy, when you come visit me, we'll go to Cora's. Our friend Rajesh from Mumbai, how to deal with people around us while attracting what you want. How to deal with probably negative people. How do you deal with negative people around us? Dana, what would you say to that? How do you deal with negative people around us?
Well, Michael's probably going to show a picture of a vibrational bubble around someone.
Cue the bubble.
Cue the
bubble.
And the arrow, if he's got it there. Yeah, so, just mind your own vibration, right? Because if you're focusing on what they're doing and you decide to respond in a negative way, then you're just going to carry that on. So check out what's in your vibrational bubble. You can only mind your own.
Okay. Good stuff. Willa Vera's got some more questions. What's the difference between trapped emotions and a heart wall? I'm going to answer that because I thought it was confusing. Well, a heart wall is a wall around your heart of trapped emotions. So it's these trapped emotions that are around your heart. So it could be called, and it's not, heart wall of trapped emotions. It's just heart wall. What's a heart wall? It's a wall around your heart made up of those. And when you're identifying them, you don't call them trapped emotions. You call them heart walls. Do I have a heart wall around my heart? Or do I have a heart wall? Say, yes, I have a heart wall. So that's how that's done. Very specific calling it. And if you don't call it a heart wall, then it's just a trapped emotions. There's a distinction there. Also, why is processing sometimes a few days or a couple of weeks? Well, Dr. Brad answered a question similar to this when I asked him. When we remove these negative trapped emotions, we don't have them anymore. So now we have a different vibe. It's when you have negative trapped emotions released, now you have a different vibe than you did 2 days ago. And now law of attraction is responding to the new vibe. So when it comes to physical pain, usually right away. When it comes to money blocks and business blocks and relationship blocks, the new vibration is being sent out, and law of attraction is responding to them. And that's why it can take 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, or 4 weeks. She also says, I've heard that you can release them all in one session, and others say, nope, you can only release a few. Well, there's no rule to that. Sometimes you can release all of them. Like I'm working with a smoker right now. I worked with him yesterday. I got from the severity of 10 to a 7, and I was done. I said, is there more? I said, oh, there's more. Can I get them? No. In other words, the subconscious mind said, that's all we're doing today. So, and honestly, well, that and my mother's brain damage, I could only get her, like I went from 10 to 9.5, it stopped. I went from 9.5 to 9, so it took about 2 weeks, and I got almost all of her speech problem corrected and everything with the emotion code, but the subconscious mind puts the brakes on, so that's enough. So, I don't know, and you guys want to say anything about that? Anything stop you sometimes?
Yeah, it's just listening. I mean, if we're tapping into your subconscious, and for me, if I get a no, that's it. Sometimes I'm surprised there might just be 2. It's like, okay, well, that's all the subconscious wants to process right now. And then we might move on to another situation, and I might get, 5 or 10 emotions there. But I listen to that. If the subconscious says, no, we're done, because I'm not really doing it, right? I'm just a vehicle.
Yeah. I don't make up the answers. I just deliver them.
Yeah.
Our friend Sig Brown's got a really good question. What questions would you ask a stranger to determine their style? So a scenario, a customer's walking into the store and I'm the salesperson. So here's my classic question. In 2 weeks, I'm going to be at a trade show doing a talk, but I also have a booth. When somebody comes out to my booth, here's my question. So what caught your attention? What brought you over to talk to me? And their answer, and they say, well, I saw what you're doing, it looked interesting, and it looks like something, look, see, because they're visual. Say, oh, you know what, it just felt like something I wanted to know more about. So ask the question that, I helped a friend that was on a dating site, and he said, well, how do I start a conversation? Ask them this question. What caught your attention? Something had to. Oh, I like that you do this, or I like that you're this, or I like that you live. So then you have something to feed off of. So ask them what caught their attention, or what brought them into your store, or what caught their eye, And then your job is to say nothing. Let them talk, because while they're talking, they will reveal the most common words that they use. And then you've got a better chance. See, this is all about not ticking people off, right? This is about staying in rapport with people. I hope that helps, Sig Brown. I'm going to read one more. This is from Lisa Godsleep Thomas. Now that my heart wall is released, I feel very sensitive to others who are in the same type of distress or in some type of distress. I work in a hospital. I had a lot of baggage and used to never cry unless angry. I rarely feel angry anymore. Okay, well, that's definitely heart wall related. I don't see a question in there, just add some just points.
Was it how she protects herself, Michael? You've talked about the shield that Dr. Bradley has told us to use.
It could be. I guess if you're working in that kind of environment, you could be empathic, which means you pick up other people's vibration. So Dana's saying in Dr. Brad's book, he says to do an exercise called Shields Up. And it's just a physical thing where you just pretend you put a shield and say, you know what, shields up. And that would be the intention, because vibration is intention. That would be the intention to protect yourself from absorbing other people's stuff.
Mm-hmm.
The other thing I like to do, I have a little spray. It's just, it's just got some aromatherapy, and I just kind of spray myself like that. And you know what? This could be water, but I have the intention that I'm protecting myself. So Barbara Rowan is saying, I like the way you use the 4 styles. Most people only use 3. Well, that's a good point because the digital style, which are the thinkers, were always left out of this. People always said there's only visual, there's only auditory, and they're all kinesthetic. And you know what the digital would say? I hate these surveys. They're stupid. They don't make sense because they were never part of the equation. So the digital style. So my book focuses a lot on all 4 styles. Do yourself a favor. Pick one up. Susan Arthur saying sleepwalking or sleep talking and snoring shows would be fabulous.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. Dana, I'm going to get you to this one. My friend Caleb is asking, as it relates to NLP, can you explain the digital learner?
Yeah, so the digital is the person that in Michael's show last week, he said he was going to do 4 boxes. That digital person is expecting 4 because they like lists and they like to check their list off. So we did 1, 2, 3. Hey, where's 4? So they're looking for that. They also like to look at things that make sense to them. They like definitely have when Michael and John do the Emotion Code Bro show, whatever they've promised they will do, they want to see that that's done so they can check it off.
That's right. And they're the thinkers. They're processing, they're thinking. It needs to make sense. It needs to be logical. And how you break rapport with them, which you don't want to do on purpose, is when you break the sequence. That's what Dana said. We're going to cover 4 things today. You only cover 3. They'll be the first person to say, hey, dude, you said 4 things. Yeah. Oh, there are also the people at the seminar that don't answer questions, or they're the husbands or the wives that don't give you feedback until you ask. And also, you're thinking, oh, my husband's not saying anything. My wife's not giving me any feedback. So here's what you need to say then. What do you think about that? What are your thoughts about that? And the best question to give them is to say, I'd like you to be thinking about. Oh, and they'll process it like a little mousetrap, processing it, and then they'll come back with a good answer. So that's the digital. David Broad is giving us a good morning. Lorraine Moore is giving us a good morning. Juanita Johnson from Regina is with us. Cindy Min, do you have a magnet preference? No, you can use any magnet, little household magnet. I'm just showing you for example. Yeah, this is a little magnet when I bought in Greece, only because it has a little magnet on the back. I kind of like the shape of these because they fit in my hand nicely, right? So it doesn't matter what the magnet is. Dad has got a money magnet behind that bill.
Yeah, I like using that when I'm working with abundance. But otherwise, I've got these magnets which fit really nicely into my. Oh, look at John, what he's got.
I knew he was going to show off.
I have to.
The XL 1000, 2XL 74. 500 megahertz magnet.
It spins. Yeah, I actually don't use this too much. It's just too much. It's too heavy.
Well, it's funny you say that, John, because when I'm releasing hereditary emotions, sometimes like I'll hit myself in the head, like you're doing the 10 times, and these things are heavy. Yeah. So I wouldn't want to be using that. It's got to be something I put my hand around. Yeah.
Willa Vera is asking us a good question, and we'll all have a personal opinion about it, and I'm not scared to give mine. She's saying, last question. If someone tells you you need a session every couple of weeks for 2 years, should you run? You should run fast. One of the challenges in this business is that we help people relieve a lot of major things, so they actually don't become long-term clients because we've helped them with whatever they need help with. So Willa Vera, make like the Tasmanian Devil, or what was the cartoon?
The Roadrunner.
Yeah, make like the Roadrunner and get out of there fast.
Because that's a presupposition as well, that you need 2 years of work. Yeah.
Kelly Carson's joined us. John, can you tell us what is cooking tomorrow? We got a great bro show tomorrow on the Emotion Code. Then we're going to hear from Dana, and then we're going to sign out. Go ahead, please.
Tomorrow, join us back here on Michael's Facebook fan page for the Emotion Code Bro Show, 9 a.m. Pacific, 12 noon Eastern, and we are talking about public speaking and helping people with fears, phobias about getting up on stage, confidently feeling good about speaking in public. Yeah, it's fan request.
Yeah, fan requests. We'll probably do 2 people tomorrow. I'll do one. John will do one. We'll explain the whole emotion code process, and we'll do 2 live sessions. The week after, on January 20th, it's our famous Hollywood Squares. And how many squares were in the Hollywood Square show?
9.
9. John takes one. I take one. Lois is coming in, and Nick is coming in. So we have room for 6 more people. Now, these people would be somebody that John and I worked with personally, so they can come in and report their successes, or somebody who helped on the Bro Show. You know, we're on episode number 32, John. We've been doing it for over half a year, and we've been doing live healings every week for half a year on the emotion code. So we want you. If you want to be on the panel next week and you've received some sessions with John and I, let me know in the chat. I'll be monitoring that throughout the day today. John, tell people how they can get a hold of you, please.
Absolutely. My website is alivenpeer.com. Should be written below me right here or behind me. I'd book a one-on-one session online. I have an online calendar. So you just go in, check your availability and mine, and it's easy as that to set up a one-on-one session.
Okay. And there's a couple more questions out there, John, you can answer from Corinne Beach Murray. You can answer that after the show as we're winding down. Thanks for being here. Dana, you've got a seminar coming up near Vancouver. Tell us about that.
I do, Michael. It's on January 27th. It's in Fort Langley if you live in the Lower Mainland in British Columbia. It is going to be a vision board workshop, and I'm using the Feng Shui Bagua, but it's from 10 to 4, the couple hours in the morning, 10 to 12, are going to be in the law of attraction. So how to deliberately attract what you want. So we're going to be using this 3-step deliberate attraction process and then doing vision boards in the afternoon. So you can find me at empoweredwomeninbusiness.com. And that workshop is actually half full already. So if you're interested, don't think about signing up the day before. You got lots of time right now.
Okay, good stuff. And for those of you that would love to be, well, first, for those of you that are law of attraction enthusiasts, or you're a law of attraction coach, or you know the subject really well and you're not making money with it, or you don't have a system to teach it, I can help you do that. In Las Vegas in May, go to HangoutWithMichael.com, look for certification, read all the information, and be there live and get my personal support for 2 days and many hours after you take the training, because my job is to see you be successful. John and Dana, thanks for chilling out with me today. All 3 of us will go out to the room throughout the day today and answer any specific questions that you might have. Thanks for chilling out with us, everybody. See you later.
Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.